Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Jessica Hadari, and I'm the founder of FemTalks, which is an alliance of women healers and educators and leaders. And I also teach people how to create lucrative, full events packed full of yes clients. So I am so happy to be introducing today you all to my friends Mark and Shannon, who have offered to gift this class to you, my community. You're probably here because I've invited you, or maybe you heard about it from a friend, but I'm just so grateful that they are taking their time and just contributing it to us. So I know that I have a lot to learn, and I'm going to be taking notes as they teach, but I wanted to just give such a warm welcome to these two. And so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce them to you. So Mark is, his full name is Mark Allen Granger, and he has executed over 450 branding and promotional campaigns as the advisor to McDonald's, Budweiser, Aflac, and Marriott International, just to name a few. And he's also an expert in the seminar industry and in the personal growth industry. And I'm just going to throw in just my personal love and appreciation for Mark. I just have seen him over the years just dedicate his work and his life to helping people like us, helping healers, and also just, you know, delving into the realm of relationships and conscious communication. So he really is himself such a wonderful healer. And he also has these mad skills that I really want my community members to know. So, and he's also shared the stage with people like Robert Kiyosaki and conducted over 200 seminars and trainings. So really excited to be in this class with Mark. And also Shannon is just such a powerhouse. As the producer with the Golden Rolodex, Shannon Law has successfully produced events and generated over $500,000 in just 4 days. This woman just knows how to really up-level the whole conversation around prosperity and truly making money as an entrepreneur. She's also shared the stage with people like Mark Victor Hansen, who's the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. You've probably heard about it. Lisa Sasevich, Laura Langmeyer from The Secret, Marshall Silver, and Bill Renkick, the winner of Donald Trump's Apprentice. So, you know, all of these just wonderful, wonderful, fabulous life experiences that these two have had and are bringing to this class for all of us today. So together, Mark and Shannon have learned the inside secrets of the speaking industry, and their big impact is in the ability to help you monetize your message and to get more visibility and make the difference that you're called to make. So without any further pause, please welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here, Mark and Shannon. Thank you so much.
Yay! Thank you, Jessica.
Hi guys, thanks so much.
My goodness,
Jess.
you look absolutely radiant
I
tonight.
know.
Oh my
I love
goodness.
it. Just glowing.
I'm just like I'm mesmerized. It just pulled in. It's like, wow, look at her go.
I know. Her makeup and her lipstick and oh yay!
Delicious. I'm telling you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Jessica, thank you for that wonderful warm intro. I mean, when we see the work that you're doing to empower women through your Fem Talks, the space that you fill, you always just are radiating happiness and joy and a high vibration, which I believe is really the key to really making this the kind of world we all want to belong. And so I just appreciate you for the space you fill and the integrity that you fill it with.
The other night, I was just over at Fem Talks, and Jess, you create just such a yummy, delightful. Like if there was one word to describe Jessica Hadari, I would say delightful. Like just warm and cozy and inviting, and you just do such a great space. So it's just wonderful to be here, and we're ready to rock it out and give you guys a lot of good stuff. We've got a really hot class tonight, how to monetize your message, how to get more speaking gigs, get out there, get clear about your message, and really grow your business using speaking. And we're going to show you, even if you think you're not ready yet, we're going to show you how it's actually a lot easier than you might think. So we're going to have a lot of fun. You ready to Rock it, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Let's do it.
Oh, shoot.
So welcome to Monetize Your Message, Get More Speaking Gigs.
We're so excited to have you. We're Mark and Shannon, and I just wanted to tell you I'm so lucky to be not only just living my life, but spending time with this delightful woman that has really lit some things up for me. So I'm very excited to just be coming to you guys in love with an amazing woman, and we just are really brought together to serve people who are called to speak. So if you've got that inner calling and you're not sure if you're meant to speak, but you know you're supposed to get out there and make things happen to create the world that you want to live in, then this is what we're here to do today. So today you're going to learn.
You're going to learn the inside secrets of the speaking industry. We're also going to show you how to find your voice and hone your message, and how to overcome fear and feel more confident on stage. And of course, we're going to show you how to get more speaking gigs. All right, because guess what? You're not really a speaker if you don't have speaking gigs,
That's
right? So we're going to help you with that too.
So Jessica told you a little bit about me. I don't want to go too far into it, but as an award-winning branding consultant, I've helped generate over $4 million in revenue, done over 200 plus seminars, designed promotional campaigns, thousands of radio commercials that I've actually produced and written, and presence and profitability and inner game stuff is really, over the years, what I feel has made that difference that made the difference for my clients. I'm kind of seen as an expert on radio and television all over the world, as well as the ability to really connect with people and meet with leaders such as Ivan Meisner, founder and CEO of BNI, Business Network International, Robert Allen with Multiple Streams of Income, Lisa Sasevich with Speak to Sell, and here her and I are boogieing down on the dance floor.
Getting down,
Getting
right, baby?
down.
Yeah.
So, but then, you know, life was going pretty good, and I was previously married, and my first year of marriage, all of a sudden, tragedy strikes. I was actually doing a seminar for a bunch of R-Barn women, actually, and we were really doing some deep dive on inner game work, and I get an emergency phone call, and my wife at the time was just in hysterics, learning that her father died at age 54 of a heart attack. And on that day, our life changed, because just a few hours later after that announcement, her mom was diagnosed with advanced stage breast cancer, stage 4 breast cancer. And we lost her mom 109 days later. So on a dime, our life instantly changed. We inherited 4 mortgages. They had rentals, and none of them were full, and they all needed construction. So we had to go, not only did we inherit the mortgages, we also inherited all the fix-up that we had to do. My wife at the time had to leave her job. So this was all being built on my coaching and consulting income. And then out of the blue, we get hit with an IRS audit. This is about almost a year to the day after her parents passed away, we get hit with an IRS audit. And due to a clerical error, we get hit with a $60,000 tax bill, capital gains tax, on something we didn't owe. And that was money we didn't have. And so ultimately, all this stress, all this turmoil, and trying to deal with it all, it ultimately led to a divorce. And so here I was, alone with nothing but my thoughts. My business wasn't really working. My life felt completely out of balance. I was alone, got hit hard by life. And while I was working on my spirituality, trying to get really clear on what this all meant, what I really realized is I said to myself in a moment of loneliness, Mark, you're out of integrity with yourself. I wasn't following through on the things I made commitments to myself on, not in my business, not in my personal life. And so I got clear, you know, I love to speak, and I'm going to get back into speaking. So I hired a coach. I started getting into meditation and learning more about meditation, quieting my mind. 10 years earlier, I had been a yoga instructor and was teaching yoga classes with 60 people in my yoga class. And I had slowly left yoga behind, other than an occasional Rodney Yee DVD. I had no real yoga practice. And so I got back into integrity, and I started living the way I felt I needed to be, and started becoming the person I was called. I've lost 40 pounds, started tripling my income, and then out of the blue, I realized that I started developing that strong practice. I stepped fully into my calling as a speaker, and life started to kind of find a groove. What I saw is that I'm here to help visionary speakers and conscious business owners step into who they're meant to be. And so often they are trying to be someone they're not in an effort to get their business successful. And they're trying to do that authentically, but they're really lost and they're really frustrated. So it wasn't much longer after I started serving people that my clients started making money. I started seeing these leaders, I was helping them make a big impact. And then I met my wonderful queen, and life has been completely different ever since.
Oh, babe.
Babe.
Oh, how sweet. So they call me the producer with the golden Rolodex, as Jess was saying, and I've produced events that have brought in $500,000 in just 4 days. I've shared the stage with some of the top speakers. I've shared the stage with Brian Tracy and Mark Victor Hansen from the Chicken Soup from the Soul series, and there's Ron LeGrand. He's the kind of the granddaddy of the whole real estate industry, and Bill Walsh is a major connector. He has a summit called the Rainmaker, and there's Lisa Sasevich and Alicia Pierce. Her and her husband at the time, they had a huge online marketing empire, over 500,000 people on their list alone. So I've really learned by studying the best of the best, how to create a 6- and even 7-figure speaking business. And what I'm most passionate about is how to use speaking to attract a flood of high-paying clients, because that's how I got into speaking. I had the #1 detox spa in all of Northern California, and in about 4 years, I took it from literally nothing to over 4,000 clients. In the first year, we did over $250,000, and I really started using speaking to attract a flood of high-paying clients and how to use it as an automated marketing machine. I developed a team of over 14 employees, and we were the premier detox spa in all of Northern California. There's only one problem, though. I was following my passion. I love detox and cleansing and weight loss and nutrition, but all of a sudden, with a team of 14 people, I started to feel more like an HR manager than a passionate entrepreneur, and I was really miserable. I was stressed out, I was overwhelmed, I was anxious almost every day. I didn't have an amazing man because I was working all the time, so my business was my boyfriend.
You deserve an amazing man.
I do, baby, and now I have you. Yay! I was working around the clock, 12-hour days, at least 5 days a week. Most weeks it was 6-7 days a week. And these 14 employees of mine soon became 14 headaches. So I was really unhappy, and I didn't have the freedom. I didn't have the time off. I didn't have travel or fun. And for me, those were the reasons why I started my business to begin with. So I didn't have those things that I had seeked out as an entrepreneur. And I remember telling myself, Shannon, you need a better business model. This is just not working. And that's when I really dove into the speaking industry. And I started producing six-figure events, and I learned how to really monetize my message, get more visibility, and how to create a leveraged business model and use speaking to attract high-paying clients. So that's why I'm so passionate about speaking, because honestly, it was my ticket to freedom, and without speaking, I don't know where I would be. So whether you want to use speaking as a full-time thing or just like an extra stream of income, or you just want to use it to fill your practice, it's a really great way to get known and get seen as the expert that you are. So since then, now I have more freedom, travel, and fun. We're planning a trip to Kauai in December.
I can't wait.
I know.
Aloha.
Woohoo! And hopefully Thailand in the spring. So we're working on that. That's going to be really great. We get to work from home, and we have international clients all over the world.
Yep.
All over the world. It's really amazing. And I have my amazing king now, which is great. There we are. I just feel so blessed and so lucky. And if I didn't make that decision to change my business model, none of this would have happened. So that's why we're so passionate about speaking. And we love speaking. It's fun, and it's a lot easier than you might think it is. So we're going to give you some of our insider secrets tonight.
There's absolutely no reason. There's absolutely no reason that someone who's done the inner work that they've been, like the people like you have done, like someone who's been to all these trainings should be spinning their wheels and not making at least $10,000 a month on as little as 2 or 3 stages a month. It is not that hard. You just haven't had someone show you how to do it. So tonight, we're going to be showing you the ropes of how to get more speaking gigs, what you need to do to get on these stages. And if you have questions, start to type them in to the Facebook section underneath this video. And then at the end, we'll take some questions, we'll field your questions, and we'll be able to make sure that you get everything answered so that you can start getting paid really well for your services and making the big impact you're called to make.
Cool. Awesome. So let's dive in. Let's
rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. Want to play a game?
All right, let's play a game. Jessica, all right, we're going to ask you to figure this out. What do these leaders all have in common? You might be muted. Are you muted?
I think you're muted, Jess. Can you hear us?
Got it. Sorry.
Oh, yay! Awesome, awesome.
I was clicking the wrong thing. They're all amazing speakers.
Yes!
Yes! Way to go! Ding, ding, ding.
What do all these leaders have in common? Yes. You win the ticket, Jessica. They're all speakers. Yes. So we're going to share some of the inside secrets of the speaking industry. And if you're going to play the game, you've got to know the rules.
Especially if you want to play the game to win. The ones that win at the game are the ones that understand the rules and the edges of how those rules work and how they all work as part of the big pictures and the details. So this is really how to make money in the speaking industry so that we can show you the money.
So there's different ways that you can make money in the speaking industry. You could be a promoter, and this is exactly how I got started. So if you're a natural connector, if you love connecting people and the thought of being on a stage kind of freaks you out, did you know that you don't even have to be a speaker or speak on the stage and still make money in the speaking industry? You could be a promoter and connect other speakers and create the room, create the stage, and you could bring other speakers in. You could be a trainer or a facilitator where you go deeper into your process. Maybe you're a coach or a consultant or a healer, and you could be taking people through a journey and through a process. Or you could
also speak on other stages. So this is where you can meet promoters, and promoters will bring you in to serve their customers, serve their tribe with a message that is relevant to what their tribe wants and needs. And so it's important to be able to have a message that really speaks to them, because you can also have your own events. So you can produce your own events, have events that bring people from all over the world to help train them, teach them, connect with them, help them be able to have the transformation they really want.
So a lot of people think, well, gosh, there's so many speakers out there, there's so many coaches. Like, isn't that kind of overrated, and is the market saturated?
And in 2010, $102 billion was spent on business meetings, seminars, and events worldwide. So I want you to think of the size of that amount of money. And just think about wherever you're at. You know, we're in the Bay Area here, and there are literally tens of thousands of people that are meeting in small little networks in, you know, anywhere from 25 to 50 to 500 people at a time every weekend. There's somewhere where you can go to learn about how to improve your business, improve your life, tap into your feminine, flex your masculine. There are all these things going on around the world that you can be tapping into that are generating revenue, where people are investing in knowledge and information.
I was just talking to a friend of mine tonight. He said he was at a conference in San Francisco over the weekend. There were 1,000 people there.
That's huge.
You know, so the sky's the limit. And if you're a healer, a coach, if you have an expertise, if you're a consultant, and you're not speaking yet, we're going to show you why you want to get speaking right away. So let's talk about how much money they can make.
Especially when you feel you're someone who leads with your heart. We're in a place right now where the earning potential is being pulled from those that are greedy to those that are giving. And so for those people with a heart and a calling, now is the time to get speaking. Because speaking, you can earn a six-figure income very fast. And actually, if done right, within 1 or 2 events, you can do it. Speaking makes you the expert. When you're on stage, people look to you to have knowledge and information that they need.
It gives you instant credibility, and you're seen as the expert that you are. It allows you to reach more people. We like to call it ultimate leverage, because instead of just having a conversation with one person at a time, you get to have a conversation with a group of people all at once. And speaking is actually the #1 paid profession. So let's talk about some of the benefits of speaking. There's a lot of them.
There are. So one of the first one is I think it's the best way to attract high-paying clients. When you have been able to dial in your message to solve a specific problem for a specific group of people, they are attracted to you like bees to honey. And this is what we do for our VIP clients and clients from all over the world. In a very short time, we can take them from really struggling and frustrated to attracting clients of a high caliber that have money to invest in themselves.
It helps you get more visibility, and you get known as the go-to expert in your field.
And like we said before, it's the ultimate leverage, because you're talking to a group versus having to sell one-to-one or connect one-to-one.
It helps you to easily sell your products, your programs, and your services.
I think it's the best way to fill your coaching and consulting practice. It used to be for years that in order to do that, you would have to build a name for yourself and just be able to fill your practice through word of mouth. Now, in a few speaking gigs, you can fill it right up.
And it gives you connections to insider and industry leaders. You know, so you get connected to the who's who and the movers and the shakers of the industry. It's an easy way to find joint venture and collaboration partners, to partner with, you know, if you have, you know, a handful of referral partners that refer you clients. And we like to use speaking as free marketing, using speaking as a marketing tool for your business and as lead generation to attract more potential clients.
And you know, there's a lot of ways to market your business. You can do Facebook, you can do online, you can do SEO, you can do YouTube, but speaking works. It's a way to get now business and be able to generate income and impact a lot of people. And it allows, like we just said, it gives you the ability to make a big impact that you're called to make, the reason that you're here, and the reason for so many people have gone into business. So there's different types of speaking. There's small networking events all the way to big stages.
Webinars, like what we're doing right now, you know, internet radio. With the power of the internet, you can reach people all over the world from your home office. Okay, you don't even need to leave your house to be a speaker. You could be leading classes on teleseminars, blogs, guest interviews, television,
YouTube, seminars, guest speaking, workshops, teleseminars, again, expert panels.
More teleseminars.
That's right. So these are, you think about it, you've probably tuned into one or all of these at some point in time to hear an expert give advice on how you can improve your life, make more money, and live the life that you really deserve and want to live. And these are never going to stop. So here's some things that you really need to know about the speaking industry. You need to know how to make money, and it starts with free talks in your own backyard. A lot of people, when they think of speaking, they say, oh, I'm not ready, because they envision that that means a TED Talk or a keynote, something on this large group where you have to be completely dialed in and perfect on stage. And it's not that way. You can be just a humble, everyday person who's got a really great message, and you can just show up on a stage of 15 to 30 and be making thousands of dollars a month.
And speaking gigs are everywhere. We're going to dive deeper into that and like show you where to get gigs and how to get the gigs. But guess what? They're everywhere.
And market research. Very few people talk about this. This is kind of the industry's dirty little secret. And Shannon and I have a process called mining for gold, which is, I think it's our secret weapon, because it allows you to really understand what your customers need, the problems that they're really suffering with, and how to be able to market and package your services in a way that really meets a need. And if you're called, it's really something you got to do.
So we're going to teach you tonight how to use speaking as free marketing and how to use it to attract high-paying customers fast. Okay, we want to get you on the fastest path to cash. People say business takes time, and
no, it doesn't.
It drives me nuts when they say that. Like, let's get on the fast track, baby.
So speaking is the new marketing. It gives you the opportunity to position authenticity, and it gives people the experience of you and the experience of what you know. It allows you to create a movement and have a big impact. You're able to attach your calling and your essence to your marketing. And you're also able to use speaking as lead generation, because ultimately speaking allows you to attract your particular tribe.
And the world needs your special message.
Because speakers are leaders and leaders are speakers. So as you get in touch with that space inside of you, that space where it's really truly called to make a difference, you need to be speaking now if you're not, because speakers change the world.
Speaking's the fastest way to make a big impact and help a lot of people. So if you're called to make a difference, you're called to be a leader, and you're called to be a speaker.
So step up and be the agent of change, so you can leave your heart print on the world. And just realize, do what I did. I was someone who was a talented speaker who wasn't speaking. I wasn't living my calling. I wasn't stepping into it. And now's the time to face your fear, get out of making excuses, and realize the world needs your message. So it's time to find your voice and hone your message.
All right, let's do it. So when you're honing your message, people say, well, gosh, okay, I want to get out there speaking, but what am I going to talk about? So these are the things that you're going to need in getting clear about your message. Number one, you need a hot personal story. And the two components that make your personal story really hot is that you have vulnerability and credibility. We call this the vulnerability-credibility ratio. Vulnerability shares your heart. Credibility shares your expertise, and you want to dance with both of those. If you're missing one ingredient, then something is lacking. You also need to have a signature talk. So a signature talk solves a specific problem. And, so if you got a call tomorrow morning and said, hey, oh my God, the speaker that I had lined up got sick and I need your help. Would you be ready to speak on someone's stage tomorrow afternoon? When you have a signature talk, you're ready to rock and roll anytime.
That's a good point, babe. You got to be prepared. You also want to have an irresistible offer, something that's easy to say yes to. And a lot of people mean, oh, I need to have a package with money attached to it, like to sell something. And that's not necessarily what we mean. You could be having an offer which is getting people to buy into a cause, getting them to feel strong about what it is you believe in and where you need their help and their assistance. You want to have something that's easy to say yes to, a way of being able to galvanize your tribe and make a difference.
So these are the key ingredients in order to craft a clear message.
So make sure you write those down. Your personal story with vulnerability and credibility, your signature talk in a way that it solves a specific problem, and an irresistible offer that's really simple for people to come on board and support you in your cause. So if you feel a calling, there's a tribe calling to you. That's really what it means. If you feel that calling, you want to ask yourself, who's doing the calling? And how is your business designed to lead and inspire them?
All right, now
So
this
here's
is
the big
the fun part.
Yay, here we go.
Yay! Woohoo! So how to get more speaking
speaking
gigs?
gigs.
This is probably the #1 question that we get.
Yeah, and
Where do you get speaking gigs?
And so here's what you're going to need. The first thing is you got to have a really clear message. One of the things that we find is people with a calling, they want to change the world, and so they have this message that's kind of very visionary, but it's hard for a person to really understand what problem you solve for them personally. So it's really important to have a clear message.
You need to have a signature talk, like we talked about before. And you need to have a speaker one sheet. This is going to be what you send to promoters, and a promoter is someone that brings speakers in. They're going to say, okay, send me over your contact info, your marketing bio, your picture. So you put it all on one sheet, and we call that your speaker one sheet. Then you need a list of promoters in order to get on stages, right? Who are you going to call to get on stages? And in order to do all of this, you're going to need ongoing support. You're going to, you're going to stumble. You're going to fail forward fast, and that's all part of success. People think it's this destination that all of a sudden you arrive, and it isn't like that. And you're going to need community, ongoing support and community. One of the best ways to get speaking gigs is to network with other speakers. And from speaking gigs, you'll get more speaking gig referrals. Almost every time we speak, we pick up another 2 or 3 leads and referrals for speaking gigs.
So this is really the best way to get more visibility and make a bigger difference. So get the gigs. Here are 3 steps. Pull out your big old pens.
That's right.
Write it down. Keep it forever, because this will change your life. And I mean that. You want to contact promoters. So a promoter is anyone who runs events, leads groups, and brings in guest speakers. And it can be everything from your local Rotary to a huge convention that's done by an industry association. And so you just really want to realize that you want to pick up the phone. We see so many people reaching out via email and trying to kind of be safe and hidden. And we really want you, we want you to get positive and powerful in your message and say, I'm going to put it out there, and pick up the phone and call the promoter. And simply ask them, are you looking for speakers? You also, another option you may want to ask them is, would you like to offset the cost for your event costs? This is a stealth secret.
Super stealthy.
And I'm going to let my lady be able to explain to you.
So, a lot of times when you call a promoter, they've booked out speakers for the next 6 months. If they're really on top of it, they're all lined up for the whole year. They say, oh God, I would really love to have you, but we're booked. Sorry. And then a lot of speakers allow that to be the end of the conversation. Okay, well, keep me in mind, 5 years from now. But what we do is we say, I'm curious, like, would you be interested in having some of your event costs to help offset the event costs? Right? And the promoter's like, well, yeah, of course. Like, who's going to say no to that? And then you can say, I offer a sponsorship where, I'd be happy to come in and give value to your people and help you kind of offset the cost. Sometimes we bring in food. Sometimes it can be a financial exchange. It just kind of depends on the situation.
So you're actually making an investment to market your business to their group by getting about 5 to 10 minutes of stage time to really offer their tribe value. And that's the key. You've got to be a good enough speaker so that those 10 minutes are of value to their particular audience.
Mm-hmm. And then you ask them if you can offer their network a gift, a free gift. All right, so step
number 2, you want to send promoters your speaker one sheet, and you do this after you connect on the phone. Don't use your speaker one sheet as a way to promote yourself as a speaker. Okay, this is really about setting them up for success, because on your speaker one sheet is going to be all the information they need to promote you at their upcoming event. And if you do it right, you make their event more effective. You make it seem sexier, more rock star. And so you're setting them up for success to look good to their people. And so you want to lead with value and be a resource.
Mm-hmm. And then step 3 is stop dabbling. It's time to go pro, and at Big Impact Live we teach you how to go pro. There's actually 10 steps that we found over the last 8-10 years in our business experience of how to really go pro. But one of the biggest things is to stop dabbling and just make the decision. Really look at speaking as like something that you're going to master.
And so you want to have a great personal story with credibility and vulnerability, and learn to use the stage effectively. This is what going pro does. You know, we talk at length in some of our programs, our upcoming event, Big Impact Live. You'll see how the stage is used effectively by great speakers and how a professional speaker doesn't just stand there. In fact, they don't really like a podium because they want to connect with their audience. They want to touch their audience. They want their audience to feel them. And you also don't want to pitch or promote. You want to serve from and offer from the heart. You can tell when a person is there to just pitch, and no one likes that. We've seen it all happen. You really want to be able to come from your heart and offer something of genuine value that solves a problem for them.
All right, so here's some more insider secrets on how to get the gigs. So first, speaking gigs are everywhere, and you're going to start networking with other speakers. Share promoter contacts with your speaker friends. So even if you just have one speaking gig, you have a promoter contact, okay? If you don't have any speaking gigs yet and you're like, well, shoot, I don't have any promoter contacts, start networking with other speakers. And guess what you ask them? Hey, oh my God, I loved your presentation tonight. It really inspired me. Are you looking for speaking gigs? Guess what? Every speaker is looking for speaking gigs, right? So lead with value. In everything you do, lead with value and see how you could be of service to them, and just start networking with other speakers. And it's really about marketing and networking. So start developing relationships with promoters and speakers in the industry.
Yeah, we see a lot of people that don't really want to do, or maybe they just haven't really been taught how to do that work. But you know, you go to where events where these things are happening, where these people are at, and you build rapport, strike up conversation, and really build a connection with them, and make sure that you be interested in what they're doing and what they're trying to accomplish, and let the relationship unfold. But do it with intention, and get out there and make things happen. So this is one of my favorite. This is the inner game of speaking, where we get to really talk about the psychology of what allows you to tick. And this is some good stuff that you're not going to hear anywhere else. What we want you to understand is that your voice matters. You know, because the #1 fear is public speaking. And what's interesting is that the #2 fear is death. You've probably heard people talk about this before. In fact, Jerry Seinfeld says this means if you go to a funeral, most people would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. Okay? So public speaking is a highly paid profession. It does take courage, and it does take support.
And I think, honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why it's the #1 paid profession, because it's also the top fear. You know, so some people, you know, are total naturals, and they're like, oh my God, give me a microphone, give me the stage, you know, and it comes really easily for you. And others of you, it's like, oh God, like, oh, it really freaks me out. And so guess what? You're not alone. It's the biggest fear out there. And it's these fears that are holding you back, that are really stopping you from making a bigger difference and reaching more people and ultimately fulfilling on your calling.
You know, and these fears run deeper than just the fear of speaking. You know, Shannon one time said she's worked with all these great speakers, had them on her own stage, and every single one of them is uncomfortable before they're going on stage. They're having to go through a ritual to tap into something deeper and deal with the butterflies. But we're talking about fears that are stopping you from monetizing your message. And this is really critical, because so many of you have a message that you're struggling to land on and struggling to get out there. And the first one, of course, is the fear of public speaking, where when you think about being up in front of a crowd, that you really feel like you're going to be nervous, or you're going to make a mistake, or you're going to say something wrong.
You might feel like you're not ready yet. That comes up a lot.
How long have you been saying that? Ask yourself, how long have you been saying, I'm not ready? Wanting to get a different haircut, lose 20 pounds, get another coach, get crisper on your message, fix your packages, change your website, start blogging.
Rebrand. Again.
Yeah. New website.
Again.
You know, so these are all things that you need to start seeing as a fear, not just a reason. Okay? Because there's reason or results. What are you living? Also, the fear of failure. The fear of failure is probably something that not a lot of us even recognize that we're operating from. You know, I know after the tragedy that I experienced with my in-laws, I was afraid to go out there, because we had kind of been hit pretty hard by life. And so there was a lot of fear in my life, and I was reluctant to put myself out there and make things happen.
You might be feeling the fear of rejection, and that could be holding you back.
You know, you've had times where you have put yourself out there and you've had people let you down. You've had people that really said hurtful things or didn't show up and follow through on a commitment. And you put yourself out there, so you're reluctant to do it again. And I think one of the fears that drives all of us is, I'm not good enough, or you wonder, am I good enough? And this comes after a lot of people have been really trying to find their message for a long time, and they're just wondering, do I really have what it takes to make it in this industry?
And the fear of success. You know, what would your life be like? Let's just say you're making 10 grand a month and you didn't have to worry about paying the bills and looking at your bills every month, and you know, you don't have to fear looking at your bank account, right? Like, because you actually have the money in your business to live comfortably and live with abundance. What would your life be like?
You know, it's kind of funny, the fear of success. It's kind of hard to pinpoint, but a lot of people are afraid of success because they have a feeling that once they have it, they'll lose it. Or worse, they'll sabotage it because they have patterns that run them. So here is the thing. After working with hundreds of clients, Shannon and I have really been able to see how this is showing up. And in reality, these are all fears that are showing up as excuses that stop you. But in reality, it only comes down to one fear.
And this is what we've seen in deep research with, like Mark said, with hundreds and hundreds of clients, is the fear of being seen. That's what these all come down to.
So what does that mean? What does it mean to be seen? See, what we know now is that authenticity is what people crave. But being authentic means that people may reject you. It may mean you're going to get failure. It may mean that you may not really truly see that being who you are is something that people don't appreciate, or even something people can't tolerate. So the fear of being seen is completely vulnerable, and you know, one of the people that's really getting known for making a name around this is Brene Brown, really doing a lot of work with vulnerability and shame, that are the things that we're afraid of with being seen. We don't want to be seen as the shameful people, the shame that we kind of harbor in our heart from our past and from our history. Marianne Williamson, she's one of our favorite authors and favorite thought leaders, and she is starting to run for Congress. We're so excited to support her and bringing some consciousness to the political arena, to government. God, it needs it. Yeah, absolutely. Let's hear it for her.
Yeah.
And in her book, The Law of Divine Compensation, she talks about the universe is designed to work on your behalf. And in working with hundreds and hundreds of clients and helping them land on their message, we start to see how all of their experiences, even the loss of a loved one or going through a divorce or sickness or some kind of tragedy, always is about giving you resources to serve people. So the fear of being seen, how is it showing up in your life? Because it's costing you a fortune.
This is how the fear of seeing can show up. It shows up as avoidance and isolation, distractions, lack of clarity and feeling like you're spinning your wheels, checking out, money shit coming up, not looking at your bank account, not looking at your numbers, and just a feeling of overwhelm and frustration that your business still isn't where you want it to be.
So we all have these things, these addictive tendencies in our life. We want to put our head in the sand and not necessarily look at the things that are building up and stacking up against us. Frustration at the lack of results. Self-doubt that comes from not executing on the things we agreed to. And then we have a tendency to isolate, especially where we have the ability to work from home and hide behind a computer. Oftentimes going days without really connecting with people really on a heart space. Being overwhelmed, being extremely busy but not very productive. And it's all about spinning your wheels, and it seems like it just never is going to stop. So this system works when you get clear on your message. That's what we really want you to understand, is that people could go out there and start speaking right now, and when they, after their speech, they may only have 0, 1, 2, maybe 3 people that actually raise their hand to participate in anything more with their business, and it's because your message is unclear. And so we really want you to understand the importance of having a clear message, because your message should be based on your essence. Who are you at the core of who you are? You know, the more you understand your essence, the more people start to see it. Who are you and what do you stand for?
What challenges have you experienced and what have you overcome? What kind of specialized training do you have? And what are you most passionate about? What are you jazzed about? What lights you up?
You know, so we're going to take a little time to leave this slide here for you so that you can write these down, because if you take this time right now and you were to answer those questions and not get too deep into it, just, you know, whatever comes off the top of your head, you will come closer to landing on your authentic message than you have in a long time, because it's getting you out of your mind and into your heart. And that's what people want to see when you speak. So that leads us to an upcoming event that we have called Big Impact Live, Speak Your Path to Cash. And you know, it's not that far away, and it's a 3-day event, so we're hoping that some of you have the ability and are called to really flex your muscle as a speaker and get out there and make something happen and really live your calling.
And this is what the event is all about. Big Impact Live, we're going to teach you how to speak your path to cash, how to make a bigger impact, how to double, even triple what you charge, how to attract more of your ideal clients, a flood of high-paying clients month after month after month, and we're going to go even deeper into how to get more speaking gigs.
We're going to show you how to break through fear, self-doubt, and overwhelm, as well as how to work less and make more. You know, this is a hot program. We know that people have been to a lot of events. You're probably thinking, you know, I've been to a lot of events, another event. Shannon and I have spent probably $100,000 each in professional development. We are a product of this industry, and we have designed this event to be completely different than what you've experienced before. You're going to have internal shifts that allow you to really make a difference that you can apply right now. So the things that really make this event different is you're going to be able to get, it's designed specifically for conscious business owners and speakers who want to make a difference. That means you have an awareness about the world and you know you're here to make an impact.
And, you know, to be completely transparent with you guys, you know, because there are so many events out there. So Mark and I kind of made a pact with each other. You know, we love events, we love live events, we love speaking, but we're like, you know what, the only way we're going to create our own event is if it's unique and different and it actually solves a specific problem for our people, for our tribe. It's not going to be just another workshop, another cookie cutter type thing where there's all these missing pieces and you walk away with more stuff to do than what you walked in with, you know. So we made a promise to ourselves that we're gonna create something unique and different and really have it be something that's going to serve the community. So we're actually going to teach you our 3-step proven system called Speak Your Path to Cash. And this is how our clients, some of you know our clients, and they are getting mad crazy results, literally how you can double your income in the next 45 to 60 days.
And we continue to have client after client do that. We're going to show you inner game breakthroughs to get out of self-doubt and overwhelm so you can work less, make more strategies that work, especially in this kind of economy.
And this event is for you only if you're done spinning your wheels and you're really ready for a proven system that actually works.
This event is only for you if you're frustrated with all the missing pieces in other trainings and you're ready for real results. You know, Shannon and I both have participated in high masterminds, year-long programs, and you know, one night I think it was over probably our second bottle of wine. I think it was definitely our second bottle because she started moving closer and started touching me. But we were talking, and it's like, you know, I can't believe that people. I mean, here these programs have great content, great leaders that are teaching you really good information. But the people in them, after 6, 8, 9 months, still don't know their niche. They still don't know how to talk about what they do or understand the problem that they solve. And it's like that. It doesn't have to be that way. Mm-hmm. And what we started seeing is that these trainings are missing that basic component that shows you how to make money in your business right now, so that you can fund your personal development. You can fund your website. You can use the business to grow your mission and grow what it is you're here to do and make the change you're made to make. So we're going to show you how to fill that gap and get real results.
This event is only for you if you want to get more visibility, if you want to monetize your message and get ultimate leverage now.
When?
Now.
Right now.
Oh, yeah.
So this event is only for you, and that means it's not for everyone, is if you want to double or triple your income in the next 45 to 60 days. And that is no BS.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's something you're genuinely interested in doing, we can give you the formula on how to do that.
And Big Impact Live is only for you if you want to collaborate with a rockin' tribe of speakers and conscious business owners, because guess what? It's going to be a party. We have some of the best healers, coaches, speakers in the world, and we have people coming in from all over the world, Germany, Canada, Sweden, all over. So if you really want to collaborate with awesome humans and a rockin' tribe of speakers, this is the place to be.
You know, this is kind of a fair warning. We're kind of edgy, so a little bit of rock and roll. It's
That's
a
right.
sexuality. We want
like
you to,
that fun.
we want to show you what it means to be. Yeah, we
Yeah.
want to show you what it means to be authentic and be yourselves. And so we're attracting sexual healers, people that are making big changes and make no excuses for their desires as humans. It's time to get out there and speak what's real for you and stop trying to be careful. So, warning, because this is going to be a really good time for all, and it's going to be edgy.
It's going to be hot.
Okay.
It's going to be super hot. Totally.
So now we have over 100 people already enrolled, but we have opened up some additional seats. So if you really want to come, you're going to want to jump on and be a part of this, because this is for you if you're ready to break through your money shit and make a big impact. This is about really getting clear on your numbers. I was putting some finishing touches on our program around money, and you're going to love this. No one is bringing consciousness into money in this way, and I think it's about how we, as conscious business owners, address our relationship with money that's going to be determined, are we really going to change the way business is done?
Yeah, spirituality and money. Yes, they can coexist.
Absolutely. In fact, they should.
That's right.
Just like spirituality and sex.
Yeah,
coexist.
yeah, there we go.
So the cost of trying to figure it out on your own, what is it costing you? You know, are you finding yourself isolating, checking out, putting your head in the sand, and really struggling and really just wondering if you've got what it takes? Shannon and I want to change that, because that happened in our life. We've been there. We've had challenges in our own life. We've had our challenges with money. We've had challenges understanding our niche and how to talk about what we do. And so we're really clear on who this event is not for.
And it's not for everyone. This event isn't for you. If you're already speaking 4 times a month and you're generating a consistent stream of high-paying clients that, you know, you're making $20,000 or more as a speaker, then this event really probably isn't for you.
That would be our next event.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be the next one, yeah.
So this event isn't for you if you're really at that place where you're like, you know what, I'm tired of fighting this. I'm really just going to go get a JOB for a while. You know, I'm really kind of done. I've been investing in myself. I'm just tired of it. I don't trust the industry, and I'm just going to go get a JOB. Now, we know that some people are in that place, and there's times where Shannon and I have also entertained that because it was a low point in our lives. But the thought for me of going to work for an unconscious boss who hasn't done all that inner work and having to be a slave to them every day, 9 to 5, I just couldn't do it.
And I see, you know, I'm coming back from the gym at whatever time I feel like, and there's all this traffic. I'm like, where is everybody going? Oh, that's right, they're going to their cubicle. Like, to me, I'm just like, oh God, I couldn't do it.
Poke me in the eye now.
Seriously, yeah.
So,
but we get it. You know, if you're
sometimes that's where you need to be.
Yeah, if you're there, then this event isn't for you.
That's right. So this event isn't for you if you're already working, earning $20K a month through speaking. We talked about that. So here are some blocks that are keeping you from making a big impact.
And you might be thinking, well, gosh, Mark and Shannon, this sounds great. This sounds awesome. But, you know, I'm too busy. I don't have the time for another event. I already have plans, you know.
It's only next weekend,
right.
You know.
Yeah.
So, you know, so here's what you want to ask yourself, you know, what you're doing being so busy, is it getting you results? You know, 50 to 80% of what amazing, high vibration people are doing in their business has nothing to do with making money. And they're doing the wrong things. That's why they're spinning their wheels. And so you need to ask yourself, you see all these people that are busy, but they're not generating the success they deserve, and they're not impacting the lives that they need to be on the level they know they should. So you really need to stop spinning your wheels, make more, work less, and we're going to show you how to do that, and how you can make yourself and your calling a priority. This is really, how can you do that? That's what you want to ask yourself. You know, we've had people that are so excited to come to this event. They've rearranged their schedule. They've told their family, I'm taking time for myself. I'm flying across the country to show up and be a part of this event. So you want to ask yourself, how can you do it? Because this is different. You really want to free your time to be there.
And this is Ben and Jen Rohde. They're healers, and they do really deep healing work.
We know you
with
know
women.
them, Jen.
Yes, yeah, Jess, you're friends with Ben and Jen,
That's
aren't
right.
you?
Oh yeah, yeah. I love Ben and Jen. They rock.
Yeah, they're
They're
awesome.
Beautiful couple.
They really are, and they're doing some really amazing work, healing women, helping women step into their leadership. And you know, before us, they were doing a lot of trade. They were selling 1 sessions at a time, really working month to month. And since then, they've raised their prices 3 times. They have a consistent flow of clients. They've got a little cottage with a 3-bedroom home.
They left their
backyard.
little cottage.
That's right.
And now they have a big, beautiful home and the sweetest little baby girl in the
Little
world.
baby Bella.
Oh, and Ben said, you know, he came up to us a couple weeks ago and he's like, guys, thank you so much. You know, more than the money, the financial abundance that you've been able to help us with is I can provide for my little girl in the way that she deserves. And I'm like, that's priceless.
It really is.
It's priceless.
It really is. So, and last month they just had their first $34,000 a month, and they're just really clear on how they're serving people. They've stepped into their power, and it's really amazing to not only support them but also to be their friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, big impact rock number 2. You're probably just saying to yourself, all right, here comes another event. And you know, why should I really be going to it? You know.
And guess what? We get it. Everyone's teaching the same thing, you know. And this event is different because we're going to help you align with your soul's calling. We're not going to give you a cookie-cutter formula, a one-size-fits-all, you know, thing that's missing certain pieces. We're actually going to attach your marketing and your essence into that space of what really lights you up, and we're going to tap you into that space, that juicy, yummy space that lights you up.
Beautiful. And give you the inner game tools to get out of overwhelm. You know, as conscious business owners, we are kind of mavericks in creating a new arena, and that arena that is going to make a difference in business is that inner experience, that inner space. And who you're being in that inner space and what you bring to money, to selling, to service, to transformation is going to be what makes really the difference in your business. And so we're going to give you those tools so that you can walk out of there more of who you're called to be, having stepped into the power that you're here to have. And this is the same system that we teach our VIP clients.
And this is May Vu.
I love that picture.
Oh, she's just
adorable.
so beautiful. You know, when we started working with her, she's an amazing coach. She's a relationship coach. She works with divorced women who are dating again. And she was struggling to sell a $300 package. She was just exhausted after 15 years of trying to figure it all out on her own. So we helped her with the inner game piece of helping her bust through her money ceiling, and then we created a step-by-step systemized plan that works for her, and within 3 weeks she made $12,000. And every single month, and we worked with her about 6 months ago, so every single month since then she's made at least $10,000. And last month she had her best month yet, and she made over $22,000 in 1 month. We actually had her and her boyfriend and her 12-year-old daughter over for dinner last week. And it was so great because it's like, you know, we see their success, but then to see the impact that it has on their family.
Yeah, you don't see that most of the time, and it's truly a gift to see it.
Yeah, the confidence that May has within herself, the way her little girl, or soon-to-be teenage girl, is looking up to her of like, wow, Mom, you did it. You know, I'm so proud of you. And tell him what Keith,
Yeah, Keith pulled me aside and he said, you know, what you guys are doing is amazing. I mean, he goes, look at her. She's stepping into her queen. And he was visibly, emotionally connected to that. And so this is changing lives, you know. And she was a trainer that traveled all over the world for the Coaches Training Institute, which is CTI, like the #1 coaching school in the world. And she was traveling all over the world teaching other coaches how to coach. And she's an amazing coach, but she didn't have a system on how to monetize what she does. And she's been able to turn that around and really impact a lot of lives, and including that of her daughters and her family.
And so, you know, a lot of times it doesn't matter how much training you have in your modality, like as healing or coaching or consulting or whatever your training is. If you don't have the business training, if you don't have the marketing training,
you don't have the money mindset.
You don't have the money mindset and the inner game tools to bust through all the self-doubt. It's going to be really hard to stop spinning your wheels. So this is another big impact block that we see a lot. I'm not ready yet. I'm just not ready. And we need to ask you a tough question. When will the right time be to step into your calling?
The world needs you. That's why you have the calling. And so Shannon and I are here. That's what we've been brought together to do. And I don't know anyone that's doing it the way that we're doing it. When you step into your calling, you attract abundance in all areas of your life. And we just feel blessed, and we feel channeled, as if, you know, it's not us. It's just we feel like our gifts and our blessings are being worked through us. And, you know, so just how long have you been preparing? How long have you been waiting to be ready? You know, moving forward, even when you feel unprepared equals getting paid really well for your services. The people that you look up to that are making this industry work, the people that are making things happen, they are moving before they feel ready. They position themselves so that their environment shapes them, and they have to step into that next person before they're ready. And that's one of the secrets that most people don't really understand in the industry.
And successful people fail forward fast. It's not that they don't fail, okay? It's just they fail forward fast.
And they know that's part of the process. They have a plan, they have a vision, they take 2 steps forward, they get feedback, adjust. 2 steps forward, feedback, adjust. 2 steps forward, feedback, adjust. And that's how they eventually be able to make it and land on their message and help people.
And this is Jan Robinson. She does Tantra, and she's a sexuality expert. We love Jan. You know, she was,
Jan.
you know,
Yeah,
Jan, isn't she
she's
wonderful? She's just a sweetheart, just so lovely. And she was struggling to get clarity on her niche for about 3 years. And so we helped her really finally land on her niche, and so she can really describe her work in a clear and compelling way. And what Jan said about working with us is, I mean, she's hired lots of coaches and mentors, and she was always frustrated with how important pieces of the whole business building puzzle were left out. And she said that we lay down the foundation for a successful business that's lucrative and hot.
That's right.
We got to make sure to keep it hot. And we think of everything. The reason we think of everything is because we've been in your shoes.
That's right.
You know, and so honestly, we had to learn the hard way. It's like, ooh, okay, that's why we do it this way, and that's why we have a system. So yeah, we've been there and we get it.
So, you know, and even, you know, because most of the people that come to our programs and are involved with us, they've done a lot of training, a lot of inner work, and so it's easy to say, I already know this. And so the question we want to ask is, are you living it? You know, are you really living it? Because it's one thing to know it and to be able to talk about it. It's a very different thing when you're doing it and you're putting yourself on the skinny part of the branch and allowing yourself to really feel the fear and do it anyway. And get out of the comfort zone. So if you're not seeing the results that you want, your training in this world is incomplete. And so you need to really consider, could this be the training that makes that one distinction that's keeping me from the results? That one distinction that finally stops me from dabbling and to step into my power and really truly follow my calling and impact some lives.
And this is Ling. She's actually one of our latest success stories, and we love Ling. She has over 6 months of speaking gigs lined up. She's made over $20,000 in the last 4 weeks. Before she started working with us, she was really struggling to get paid well for her passion. She's a feng shui expert. And I asked her, I said, you know, Ling, what do you want the people on the webinar to know, you know? And she goes, oh my God, just take the leap of faith, go to Big Impact Live, just do it. It's going to change your life.
She's right.
Yeah.
She's right. Very good. So consider for a moment, you know, it's not your deepest sorrow isn't the loss of money. It's really not fulfilling on your calling. So if you're on the fence right now and you're wondering, you know, should I do this? Should I not do this? Maybe you're already, yes, I'm ready. But if you're on that fence, I want you to really think about what's it going to cost you if you keep doing what you've been doing? What's it going to cost you if you continue to wait? What's it going to cost you if you keep doing the same thing? And what's it cost you really when you continue to live in uncertainty around your message, trying to figure it out on your own? So Big Impact Live, Speak Your Path to Cash, this 3-day event. We'd love for you to join us and really monetize your message so you can make the difference that you're called to make. Attract a steady stream of high-paying clients every single month. You're going to break through self-doubt, overwhelm, and fear once and for all. There's a picture of our last event. We're going to make sure you learn the #1 key to designing packages that your clients will love, how to know that they'll say yes. You're going to break through your money shit. We're going to do some processes that will help you do that, as well as you're going to network with some amazing people, conscious business owners and speakers a lot like you. And you're going to be able to stop spinning your wheels and really get paid well for your services. So the fastest path to cash, the fastest way to make a difference is through speaking. And Shannon and I have found that this is just really a way to really impact lives and really help people.
So Big Impact Live, we're going to teach you how to get more speaking gigs, learn the Speak Your Path to Cash formula, how to step into your calling, and make a big impact. And here's the deal. So because you're a part of Jessica's community, and we love Jess, and we love Fem Talks, we wanted to do something really, really special for you. So typically this would be a $997 event, and it's worth every penny. But because you're here on this webinar tonight and you're associated with Jessica, we're actually going to gift you with a full scholarship. So what that means is we're going to waive the $997 and you can attend all 3 days as our guest on full scholarship.
Absolutely. And so you know, this event is November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in Concord, California. We already have over 120 people enrolled. We do have some of these seats left, but they are going really quickly.
They're going fast.
And we're going to be turning off the shopping cart pretty soon. So you're going to want to click on the link right beneath this video, and it says Apply Now. It's a green button. When you click on that link, it'll take you over to our enrollment letter, where you can learn all about the event. You can really get all the ins and outs of what you're going to be learning, and just hit the button right there that says Apply for my scholarship. Yes, I want it. And it'll take you right to the scholarship page. You can fill out the application and make sure that you qualify for that event. And so we would love to have you there. You can also go directly to bigimpactlive.com if for some reason you can't find that link working for you. So
we
also have a special bonus. This
right.
is for the first 7 people that we see enroll.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So remember, we talked about how you need a list of promoters to get speaking gigs, right? So how would you like a list of promoters so you could get out there speaking right away? So for the first 7 people that register, hop your buns over to bigimpactlive.com and push this green button that says Apply Now. And if you're in the first 7, we will send you, not only are you going to get a full scholarship to all 3 days of Big Impact Live, but you're also going to get a list of 10 promoters who are looking to book speakers now.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So apply now for your full scholarship. We're going to hang out, and we're going to take questions and be able to field your questions, make sure that all your answers are done. And what we're going to be able to do is we're going to come back on screen with Jessica now. And so give us just a minute as we hit the right button.
Oh, there we go. There we go. You can hear Jess.
Yay,
Jessica. Awesome. So do you have any questions, Jess?
No, well, I just thank you so much. I mean, just your generosity in offering this free class, I was taking notes, and offering the free scholarship, the full scholarship is just it's just really wonderful, just mind blowing for me. So I just really appreciate both of you.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
thank you
you.
so
Thank you
much.
so much. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so we're going to open it up to questions for anybody that's really kind of looking for any answers. One of the things that we want to make sure and reiterate that this is November 1st through the 3rd right here in Concord. I am having some technical challenges getting back our video camera. I'm not sure why.
Hopefully you can still hear
But
us.
I think you can still hear us.
Yeah.
We
So
can hear you, yeah. And are people typing in their questions on the page?
What was that, Jess?
Are people typing in their questions on
Yeah, they can type
Yeah.
it in right on the Facebook page.
right there on the
right there
Facebook, you
below.
can just scroll down, scroll down. A little bit earlier, we had gotten a question about, when it comes to the inner game of speaking, what are some of the things that you're gonna be doing at the event? And one of the things that Shannon and I really feel called to do is really bring a level of spiritual practice into business and to money. So we're going to be showing you how to bring in kind of the yoga of money, if you would, and applying principles of how you think around money and your numbers. So many people that are in this industry, they're struggling so much to just make that money and break that $10,000 mark that they're not even really opening their bills and they're stacking up. And so we're going to help you break through your money shit so you can really have what it takes to just really step into your calling and start making a difference. And it all starts by really going inside and seeing that inner world in a different way.
Cool, cool.
Do you have any particular questions yourself, Jessica?
Let's see. Let me just take a look at my notes here real quick. Well, one thing that I really appreciated from what you just taught was the whole piece about how each talk, like you were talking about a signature talk, or anytime you're speaking, should include some kind of personal story that includes both vulnerability and credibility. And I'm wondering at the weekend if you are going into any of that piece, the actual crafting of, or just kind of brainstorming about.
Yeah, great question. Yeah, we'll be going into like how to get clear about your message, and then what is your story, and how to dance with the vulnerability.
Hey, Shannon. So am I on right now? Oh, okay, okay.